their turnout.
Only some of the Philadelphia Eagles, perhaps fewer than 10, had planned to attend the White House ceremony. Mr. Trump in a statement says the fans who were going to be there deserved.
You really had to wind it out just to get one car ahead. All I can do is what? Yep, we're just passing people with cars coming at us and everything. Because somebody's got a really tiny penis and has to prove it to the world.
Autopsy.
An elderly man was injured during a robbery in New London yesterday afternoon. Officers say that they were called to the Walgreens pharmacy parking lot on Bank Street after it was reported that an elderly man was assaulted and robbed of his vehicle. Police described the suspect as a white man in his 30s or 40s with a large build. The victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after the thief made off with the vehicle, which is a red 2001 Mercury Sable with a New Mexico plate reading 639 MMY.
Champions Philadelphia Eagles to the south lawn of the White House. It's a tradition, happens every year, but it appears that
if
it is
you
not
used your headlights, he probably wouldn't have pulled out in front of you.
Moments ago, saying this in part.
You got a job flashing people. I don't know if I want to talk about this. Now I'm bored of it. I think my bipolar clicked in. I like the topic. I built it up for 44 minutes. I got loads of calls, but now I want to move on to something else. Hey, did anyone hear my hour number 3 yesterday? I played a wonderful archival segment on ethnic foods. They always had a little gun that they could put into the foot. You think I'm making this up? No, I'm making it up. They all had an extra gun. It was like filed down so they could put it in the perp's shoe and say shot before they blasted him. But that said, you can't talk about it. It's another story I did want to talk about, but I'm so afraid to talk about it that I only hint at it. Last night I couldn't sleep because of the bee agitation, a little bit. And I saw this story in the Drudge Report. Inside mysterious Israel intel firm now in Mueller's sights. Oh, not good, not good. I emailed a couple of...
Papers are 45 minutes late today. So I got that going for me.
Orioles coming in. I shouldn't mention it, actually. Because maybe if the president's listening, to give him an idea.
They go to the street, have dinner, he breaks in, and he kills everybody. Now, listen, does it happen? Sure it happens. Now, whose fault is that in that kind of a scenario? Whose fault is it that that actually happened? Well, it's everybody along the train's fault who allowed it to happen.
The chief of staff of the tribe that operates Foxwoods Resort Casino has been placed under a suspension following an arrest in California. 54-year-old Antonio Beltran of the Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Nation was arrested April 19th after he drove through a red light and crashed into a train, leaving his 2 sons and himself injured. Beltran remains jailed in Los Angeles ahead of his next court appearance.
Wednesday, 12:30 in the morning, a car into an Expo Line train at Colorado and Lincoln. Rescuers could be seen using the jaws of life to pull 3 people from the wreckage. In daylight, you can see there are no crossing bars here, but police say that wasn't the problem. They say the driver, 54-year-old Antonio Beltran, allegedly had too much to drink, over 3 times the legal limit. And Lieutenant Saul Rodriguez says Beltran's teens were drinking too.
Correct. There was indicators that all 3 had been drinking, including the 2 passengers being the teenage children, and also the father being the driver.
If the DUI wasn't bad enough, Rodriguez says the 2 teens are 16. They're minors. They shouldn't have been drinking at all.
In my career, 23 years, I've seen some bad collisions that have occurred, but I've never seen one where you have a driver being the father who had been drinking, caused the collision, and then you have the potential for what we're dealing with now.
The 3 were apparently visiting here from New England. Beltran and one of the boys from Connecticut, another teen from Rhode Island. Beltran has a history, according to the day newspaper, from New London, Connecticut. He was a former tribal council member, and in 2013, they say he was appointed chief of staff for the Mashantucket Pequot tribe. About what happened in Santa Monica last week, the tribe's communications director told the newspaper, "Although we regret learning of the tragic accident in Southern California last week involving 3 of our family members, we are grateful they are alive." The paper says Beltran has something else in his past, quoting here, "In 2000, Beltran, they say, was charged with speeding and allegedly drunk driving in Norwich, Connecticut. The previous year, he was arrested on multiple motor vehicle charges following his alleged involvement in 2 hit-and-run accidents. His criminal record includes a felony conviction for the 1980 stabbing of a youth in Southern California. He served a 4-year prison term for that.
And now Antonio Beltran faces charges of driving under the influence and child endangerment. He's being held on $400,000 bail. We're live in West LA. Hal Eisner, Fox 11 News.
A lockdown was in place at Plainfield High School yesterday morning. Officials say that the lockdown was put in place as a precaution after a juvenile brought an inoperable BB gun to the school. Police say that the male who brought the gun entered the school with another student's parents who were there for a meeting with school officials. The juvenile gave police a fake name and was also found with a small amount of marijuana and drug paraphernalia.
Police in Norwich say they're investigating an untimely death. Officials say that yesterday afternoon, a person was found dead in the area of the Walmart located on Salem Turnpike. Police have not yet released the identity of the person, and the cause of death remains under investigation.
Summer is finally here. Did you know the Burns...
There's a deer. There's two. 2 deer. Any more?
We've got to forego objectivity. Trump is so awful, we gotta stop it. Now, these are journalists, these are news people who ought to be seeking the truth. They ought to be searching for answers.
Come on, focus.
Answers that make
focus on driving.
the president look bad. Pork chops, burgers, franks, meatballs, the fries, limited
Wake up!
$49.99 for all that.
Oh my God.
Type in MG in the search bar. It's a little bit different than a lot of promo codes that we offer. Go to Omaha Steaks with a big sense of purpose. Why? Because I joined AMAC. I don't want to join AARP. AARP was against the tax cuts. AARP sided with Pelosi and Schumer. AARP supports Obamacare. Well, Dan Weber founded AMAC. Less than $20 a year. This organization
oh my God, people, really?
Million members strong. I'm one of them. Go to amac.us or call toll-free 888-2622.
No parking here to corner.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
A person died of an apparent drug overdose at the Walmart in Norwich. Emergency crews say an unresponsive person was inside a vehicle in the parking lot. The name of the deceased has not yet been released. State police say a 2-car crash closed the left lane of Interstate 95 North between exits 81 and 82 in Waterford this morning at around 8:30. No reports of any injuries. A scope meeting to the area. That's why we're going through this meeting and the next months ahead of us to do the environmental.
Get out of the way.
I would guess that if you asked the average high school or college student in America today, what is the
Wake
day?
up.
They would probably say,
it's pretty purple.
Columbia's correspondent with the Navy. Works quietly behind the scenes. Giuliani is a maniac for the camera. All he wants to be is on a Today Show tomorrow.
Thanks for watching all my crazy videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is my DashCam song and I'm gonna sing it. Got 2 kids and you know I'ma bring it on YouTube. On YouTube.